yesterday we discussed about how that from which problem did you suffer, and if you saw somebody who is suffering from same problem or disease, you are successful now. So how will you help them? So basically, the idea was that, and the today the basic the idea for today's topic is that history repeat itself. So, and how can you change your mistake? How can you change that mistake that you have done in your past? So I would like to welcome you all to give your view regarding this talk. So who will start first? Who will start?
Bhaiya, may I start, Kushi?
Yeah, please.
Wait. Namaskar, everyone. My name is Kushi, and today I will say a few points about this topic. If history repeats itself, the unaccepted way happen, and how must man be of learning from the experience history repeats itself to say what often happened the same way as we did before. Before history gave us the opportunity to learn other
Please
paths.
raise your volume and also switch on your video if you can.
So, are you able to hear me now?
Speak slightly louder.
So, I am just slightly, maybe it's mic issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your video can be switched on?
So not right now because my hair are not like, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Should I start from starting or?
No, you carry on.
Yeah.
Continue
Yeah.
from there.
History gave us the opportunity to learn from other past mistakes. It helps us to understand the many reasons why people may behave the way they do. It's not only the lesson learned from the mistakes of others that are in question. As the great Spanish philosopher and novelist John Satyanan wrote, those who can't remember their past cannot just and repeat their mistake. We both cursed and blessed for forgetfulness, and sometimes we forget the pain caused by our own past mistake, which take us to right back into solution where history repeats itself. The people trade and that crabble looking at the past with most beautiful ideas and groaning their bad can cause us fall back into the same trap, repeat again and again. Every time history change and give us chance to correct our mistake. Thank you.
Okay, Khushi, thank you. But I think there was some there was it was there were I think there was some mic issues from your side that it was so your voice was so low that I just understand what you said, but can't recognize your mistake. But I just want to add that if you want to say that, if you want to say that, I want to learn. History can teach us a lesson about our past. So you can also mention your mistake, what were your mistake, and or what were the incident that you suffered from, and you want to change that, right? Yes, who will start?
Yes, sir.
Next.
Yes. Thank you.
Gagan, will you start?
May I start?
Oh, sure, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, am I visible also? So
Please
can I
start.
start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today I am here to present my views on the today's topic. And yes, sir. As history repeats itself, it's according to me, sir. It's true that first I want to tell the history. According to me, history is not just, sir, the events and things that happens in the past are all history for us. And sir, history repeats itself because, sir, in my opinion, the one of the biggest reason is, sir, the human nature, the human selfishness, and the how the human live. That's in the past events now, as we see 100 or 200 years ago, humans are still there, and their selfishness, their anxiety, their happiness, all were there, their jealousy. And as the time passes, all the same things that the human containing uh, also contains and sir, in today's world also, humans have pain, jealousy for each and other. So sir, due to all this, we can say that the history repeats. And sir, history tells us to correct our mistakes, and we every person has to try to correct his mistakes. Like sir, in the past that we see the persons have not so much of facilities, and they have done some little mistakes that which occurs in a very big result. No, and they were some of the mistakes, like students think that some little mistakes in their education decision, and some elders thinks that their family decision, or in that point in their job, they have done this or that wrong thing. So by realizing the past events that they have done in their life, they try to correct their present life, and helps us their next generation, so that they don't do that mistake that our elders and parents made in their life. So sir, thank you.
Well spoken. Uh, you said that we can learn from our past, that and from our elders as well. But I think realizing our past, not present life, we will say our present day life, not present life, our present day life. As because present life,
Yes,
there's a if you add some words, that it make more sense like that, and try to speak little more with a little more confidence that you should make while speaking, right? uh, there's a lack of confidence on your face while speaking, so you should improve that. All right.
sir, can you repeat, sir? Connection, my connection is low, so sir, I'm unable to hear, sir. Can you repeat the last sentence you said, sir?
I was saying that uh, try to pull out your confidence, as a I see lack of little lack of confidence on your face. So bring more confidence while speaking, so that confidence, there is some hesitation when you speak. So
Okay, sir.
try to, that's why otherwise it was good. So
Thank you, sir.
Gaurav, will you start? Gaurav?
Yes, sir. Sir, sir, I am visible.
No. Now you are visible.
So can I start?
Good evening, sir, and good evening, sir, and my dear friends. My views on today's topic is, sir, yes, history repeats itself, and that the
Uh,
person should learn something and
Gaurav,
implement it. Yes, sir.
bring mic towards you. There's some lag. There's low voice. Bring mic towards your mouth.
Sir, am I now? I am audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Good evening, sir, and my dear friends. My view on today's topic is, sir, yes, sir, history repeats itself, and the people must learn from the past events and implement things which happened in the past, correct the problems, and implement them in the present life. Like, sir, I would like to take the two example. Like, sir, in the past we have World War I, which began on 28 July 1914 and ended on 11 November and 1918. And then we have World War II, which is lasted from 1939 to 1945. As this happened in past, but now not World War, but there is a war going on in Russia and Ukraine. So from this incidents, we can say that history repeats itself, and at that and at World War moments, the whole world made many problems and made many bad decisions, so that all of the world have World War. But now, at present time, Russia and Ukraine, there is a war going on. So the leaders of both the countries must see the past incidents and learn from them, and learns from the past mistakes and implement them, and try to stop the war and live unitedly and happily. And another example I would like to take is, sir, that is a plague disease which come very earlier, and it came in the year of 1347, which is ended in 1351, and it is a very dangerous disease. And in this disease we have approximately 75 to 100 million of deaths, and now we have COVID-19 pandemic. So at that, so from this also we can say that history repeats itself. So history repeats, yes, we saw, but from the past events, from the past event, human beings must learn from them. Like, we can heard from everyone that we are humans, and humans can made mistakes, they do mistakes, and it is a general part of life. So not by repeating them, we must learn from the past incidents and implement them in our today's time and today's life, so that our today's time will better, and and we have a better future. Because past are the moments that we can't change, they are passed away, they are gone, and the future is the moment that will be coming, and so we don't know about it, what will happen tomorrow and day after tomorrow, etc. But the person live in the present time. So yes, but the person should take care of the future, that if he do hard work and do all his work properly, then his or her future will be good. But but the person is living in the present life, so the person should focus on their present life and try to make his life best, and try to solve the and learn from the past events. Thank you.
Okay, Gagan. Oh, Gaurav. Sorry, Gaurav.
Yes, sir.
Best nahi, we will use better for better life, right? In the last you said best, not for the best life, for better life. The second thing, when you started, you gave the example of World War First and World War Two. So they are there were the causes that were made by the humans. So first of all, you can say that uh, you can mention that they were the event which were caused by the humans. And again, on the World War Second, we were suffered from the World War Second. And now you give an example of this not pandemic, sorry, the era of Ukraine and Russia conflict, a conflict between them. So what can we learn from them? So learning from them, we can learn as you mentioned about the 1300 something, and then you mentioned about the COVID period. So you can mention that what was the event, what was the causes that mentioned that were suffered from where which human was suffered, right? And as we all know what was the period of the COVID-19 pandemic. So otherwise it was good. Try to as a Gagan, I see a lack of confidence on your face, but you speak well. But just you need more practice on your speaking skills. But otherwise, it's all good. Lovely, will you start?
Yes. Am I audible properly? This is very true that history repeats itself. Today we help someone in need. Tomorrow someone will help us in need. And human nature plays a very important role in this, because if you help someone, the other person will think the other person will try to help, and if you do bad with some person, they will do worst with you. Past is a collection of golden memories, and mistakes gives us a lesson in life. History gives us opportunity to become a great person, and it helps us to recognize our mistakes which we have made in our past, and it also tells how the way we behaved in that. Don't We should not regret our past. We should learn from it, because past gives us past tells us our mistakes, and gives us a great opportunity to improve themselves and be a better vision of ourselves. By and by this we become a better vision of ourselves. History repeats just to remind us our mistakes, and it gives us a lesson not to repeat it again, just to become a better vision. Your past is instead of ignoring your past, you should own it, because owning your past and learning from your mistakes it makes a person it makes a person better in their own way. And this is because by this gives you repeat when you repeat your mistake, and when you repeat mistakes, and then you regret that why we did it, and the history repeats, then it allows us to correct our mistakes, and it gives us a lesson not to repeat it again. Everybody is not same. If you are doing good with people, tomorrow people will give good with you. So history repeats itself. Thank you. So you are on mute.
Aradhya, we can't hear you.
There you are in mute.
Lovely, it was good. I didn't notice any mistake while you were speaking. So well done. Nandini, will
Thank you.
Nandini, are you starting?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. So today's topic is history repeats itself, and we can learn from past mistake. So firstly, what does it mean that history repeat itself? It means that people who do not learn from the past mistake and are going to make the same mistakes. So basically, history doesn't repeat itself, human does it. History helps us to understand that how we learn from our past mistake. And if we want to learn from our past mistakes, so firstly, we have to understand or acknowledge our mistakes which we had made in past, and then make a plan or strategy to improve that mistake, to improve that mistake and get a lesson from that. Thank you.
Okay, Nandini, try to speak. You speak less, but you speak well. But it's my suggestion to you to kindly speak
Aradhya,
more on the.
past tense. You spoke less but well.
No, sorry, sir. You spoke well, but less. It's my suggestion you to try to speak more on the topics, and I think that you can do better on it. There was no mistake when you were speaking. So,
Okay, sir.
Nishtha, will you speak?
Better wording would be,
Yes, sir.
would you like to speak? Instead of will you speak, we will say, would you like to speak now? Yes, Nishtha.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nishtha. First of all, I would like to say that sorry for today's inconvenience, and that's why I joined a little late and was unable to get in the conversation. So yes, let's start. So first of all, in that, what can history teach us? Like, history give us the opportunity to learn from others' mistakes as well as our mistakes. When I read Rich Dad and Poor Dad, he was saying that we don't have that much time to learn from our mistakes. We should learn from others' mistakes too. Like, if my friend did the mistake, it's okay, he did it. We should be careful that we don't repeat again. So, Winston Churchill once said that when people are like repeating the same mistake again, they are doomed to repeat it again, that they'll repeat it again. And when someone doesn't learn from their past, they would repeat it again. So it's better to just not repeat the same thing and learn from the past. It helps us understand many reasons, like what is happening, like why not to repeat it. We get a little advanced after that. If today I did a mistake, I'll learn it, and next day I would be a little better after that. So like that, I'll like whenever the history will repeat, I would do better. And for example, whenever like my mother told me that whenever if you will watch more YouTube or do anything else, you would fail or you would get not very good marks in exams. And when my exams came, it happened actually when I was in maybe in like 6th. So in that I didn't got very good marks, but I thought that I would not repeat it again. But then I did the same thing. That's when I learned that we should not repeat it. Like, I repeated it, and that wasn't being able, like, it was not the right thing to do. So if I would have learned from that mistake, I would not have been like getting lower marks in class 6th when I was in 5th. So yes, these are some things I would like to share.
Are you done with your?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they are not things; they are the incidents. My incident or my memories that they are the some of the my memory that I would like to share with you all. So they are not things; they are memories or little more incidents. Okay. Second thing, try to speak little more slow because you spoke on in flow. That's better, but try to speak less, little more low. Okay. So second thing or third thing is that you spoke that Oh, my mother asked me. Oh, you can say asked. My mother asked me not to use YouTube and the social other place social media platforms, so that which can make me uh, which can affect my studies. You can say otherwise it will affect your studies, which will get a lower grades on my exam. Okay.
Bhaiya, you said ask me, and
Yes.
ask me means that ask me means that pucha in Hindi. But we can say that told me or said me.
Yeah.
My mother said me
I'm
or told
sorry.
me.
Like in the flow, I wasn't able to do the right word, like
Oh.
put the right word in right position.
You can also use asked, because you can use asked as well. It make more uh, respected sounded and good sound.
But asked mean that pucha. But she want to say that मेरी मम्मा ने बोला, so it will be said.
There are some words in English which have different meaning in Hindi as well, but we use in English as it. So you can use ask as well. For example, if you say that my teacher asked me for my to submit my assignment, right? So it's what did it mean that my teacher मेरे टीचर ने मुझसे पूछा कि तुम एग्जाम कब दे रहे हो, right? So ask make more good sound. Okay, so there is no issue while speaking ask. ठीक है, all right.
Okay.
Rashmi Goyal, will you start?
Rashmi, are you there?
So she's trying to speak. She's
Desh bhai, your Rita's brother. So she told me like, I want, आपका बहुत you are from DU and all. तो I wanted to learn this thing, how to make my children, they will be able to speak properly and their pronunciation will be up to the mark. So I want to make them learn so many things. So I joined this group.
Okay.
I will not be able to be very active in this group, but you know,
No, you are most welcome. You can observe and give your feedback also.
Yeah, sure. But this time it doesn't suit me actually. But फिर भी मैं time to time I will join.
Yeah, whenever you wish.
Yeah, and I'll participate be sometimes. And
Thank you so much.
I must say कि I'll enjoy. And I, कि मैं जाके इस चीज को जो भी मैं यहाँ देख रही हूँ आप लोगों के पास, so आगे जाके अगर मैं अपने फील्ड में I'll do something and बच्चों को अगर मैं कुछ दे पाऊँ, तो it will be a big achievement for me. So thank you.
Yeah, that is our purpose, and we really appreciate your joining. You're most welcome to attend, and if you feel like giving some feedback, either in form of comment or by speaking to us, it will be a big.
It's really a very big job, you know. We must appreciate this कि the time आप बच्चों के लिए निकाल रहे हैं, and it's a very good job. Indeed, it's a very good job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please ask your students also to join if some of them want to.
One more thing I want to tell you. ये जो platform है, they are not, their pronunciation is not up to the mark, and ये they are on not on this, इन लोग का जो level है, it's not like ये जो आप करवा रहे हैं यहाँ पे देवेश भाई, तो उससे भी बहुत नीचे हैं ये लोग, तो ये it's really difficult कि
So they are all learning. That is our that is our aim. They are learning still, and some of them are actually from junior classes. So we will be happy if they show some progress, and I think they are showing progress. That is the purpose.
Definitely, and your idea is perfect, and I must appreciate and must congratulate to you. You are doing a very big job for for
small
such.
Thing. Best part, Rashmi ji, is that we all enjoy also.
Yeah,
it is a
definitely.
Kind of
Sometimes
enjoyable
I'll join you. I'll say something. Even my husband is a pediatrician, तो हम लोग भी अच्छा लगता है. खासतौर पे अगर हम बात करें तो we are from Hindi medium,
he can give some health tips.
Yeah,
that will be very
sure.
useful.
Yeah, definitely. So sometimes हम जरूर से बात करेंगे देवेश भाई. So
it will be a big pleasure. Thank you.
Same here. Thank you. मैं जरूर जुड़ती रहूंगी और हम बात करते रहेंगे और कभी बोलूंगी भी. I'll prepare and I'll. Yeah,
that will
sure.
be a big boost to us.
Yeah, same here.
Continue now.
बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. And अगर बच्चों को फायदा होता है तो nothing like that. मतलब मैं prayer से start करती हूँ. And my more emphasis on their pronunciation. It's really very lacking. Pura distant place, they are from rural background and they are from grassroots. So it's really very difficult. Even they are not able to talk in Hindi properly. तो English तो बोलना बहुत ही दूर की बात है. तो हम खुद भी try करते हैं और आपका ये idea बहुत पसंद आया. So I told Rita कि please मुझे भी इसमें join करवा दो, so that कभी चलते फिरते मैं देखूं, थोड़ी देर तो देखूं. And मुझे सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा कि बच्चे बहुत अच्छे से participate कर रहे हैं. I must appreciate that.
All coming regularly and showing sign of progress each time.
You know, ये जो family जो है. Yeah, definitely. And I too want blessings from you all. I am my old parents. Rita knows all the things.
Only give you our best wishes. And we are very happy that you have joined the family. It's a family now. Sure.
Thank you, Devesh bhai. Good night.
Good night. Yes, Aradhya, continue now.
Okay, sir. First of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for thank you so much, ma'am, for your warm regards for us. It's really appreciable for us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Appreciable. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Everyone are done with their words and speeches. So I will like to start with my own words. So basically, the idea for the today topic is that what are the mistakes that we made, and I think our entire world is suffering from a mistake that they made. If you think over it, that what mistake the world have made in last 2 years, during when the pandemic was just arrived in the India, the people were not using masks, they were not using sanitizer at that time, and they were not at their home. I'm not saying the people to the person who were going to their home, who were traveling, or who were traveling. I'm just saying that who were the person who were capable, and they were that they can live in their home. They thought that it's a myth. Basically, it's a myth, and the government is just it's a rumor that there's any problem like COVID in this world, right? And many of our family members lost their some loved ones from our life, right? So if someone asks me that what are your mistakes from the past, so I will ask them mistakes doing your past and how can you make them, how can you solve them, or how can you correct them. So I will just say that uh, if I can turn the back, the past, so there are many things that which can, if I can I can overcome them, so I can definitely do that. Like the period
ये हमारा
pandemic.
टीचर ये हमारा टीचर ही है इसको खुली
It's not about teaching.
हाँ अनुष्का चुप चुप
Mister, your mic is on.
टीचर खा तेरा ये ना अभी बाईजूस की क्लास ले रहा था तो तू उसे ले बार बार थोड़ा बोलना सीख ले भाई तेरे ही टीचर जाके पहले टैब लेके
Please switch off your mic. There's a lot of
Mister, your mic is on.
और बता
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, so I would just like to quote Napoleon Bonaparte here, that the world is suffering not because of violence of bad people, but the silence of our good people. So as Gagan gave us an example of the conflict of Russia and Ukraine and the last the world wars, right? So we can say that there are so many countries who want the peace in, who want peace in the world, but they are not saying because they feel scared of the big powers like America, Russia, China. So they are just they pull them down from their power, and they didn't speak over it, that as they can be in danger if they speak regarding it, or in support of Russia, right? So yes, that is my idea regarding it, that if we can make, we should, first of all, we should we should have a power to accept our mistake, that yes, it is our mistake and I will try to make it more, I will correct it if I will face same trouble in the future time or in the present time. So yes, that is my idea regarding it. As that he or she didn't learn from its past. They just promise themselves that we will do for our welfare, but as the time passed, they forget it. That they didn't remember that we make a promise with to ourselves. So Devesh sir, will you please conclude the session today?
okay, yes. First of all, I would like to suggest that Aradhya mentioned that to many speakers that you don't show confidence on your face. Actually, I'm happy your confidence is growing and your fluency is also improving slowly. But more important issue that you could address is that in your short speech, you shall, wherever you get an opportunity to speak, in fact, you shall try to bring in either some good humor or excellent quotation from somebody, some poetry or shairi that will add, or just narrate some very important incident related to the topic which will bring up emotion in your listeners. So these are the ways of improving your presentation or speech. On today's topic, I'll suggest that we should perhaps take the stand that history repeats itself to some extent, but also there is a continuous process of change in human world. History is the story of human mankind, and in this story we see some repeating patterns but also continuous process of change. For example, technology keeps changing, knowledge keeps accumulating means growing. Even political structures, social classes also continue to change over time, slowly but continuously. So change as well as repetition are both a part of human history. Now, what are the aspects that are repeating? War and peace, epidemics and their treatments, rise and fall of empires and states. Here we are referring to the whole structure behind government, that is called state. So their rise and fall, these are repeating patterns. Question is, why do so many patterns repeat themselves in history? These reasons should also be highlighted. I think it was either Gaurav or Khushi perhaps who mentioned the point that human nature remains the same. So that is the reason why history repeats itself. That is one factor. Our jealousy, our ego, also our good habits like kindness, like search for knowledge. These are our capacity to give love. These are characteristics of human nature which have remained the same by and large from the Stone Age till today, the age of artificial intelligence. So, since human nature has remained the same, certain patterns continue to repeat even while there is a continuous process of change in technology, etc., in human world. Another factor besides human nature is natural cycles. Natural cycles also show some patterns of repetition, like for example, rise and fall in global temperature, floods and famines, epidemics and better harvest, etc. So these cycles continue in nature. Their cyclical character, cyclical means going up and down, also makes history repeat itself. Another factor which makes history repeat in certain respects is the impact of culture and institutions. Culture, above all, means culture has many facets, but most important is mentalities. Each region has some special mentalities common in the population. For example, Pathans are very particular about their honor and bravery. In Bengali society, art and culture are very important. Amongst the Chinese, family loyalty is very important, and so on. So each region has certain distinctive cultural or mentality patterns, and they also tend to produce similar cycles in those respective regions. For example, Indians have shown a tendency to disregard the national defense many times. So we have had repeated invasions, and our population, due to maybe too much belief in afterlife, etc., has disregarded the defense of the country. This is a clear lesson we should draw. National security, our borders, etc., and our preparedness to check atrocities brought by invaders. This is something we need to learn, but our history shows that we repeatedly ignored, and in fact, we did not even try to, in advance, learn what outside world is doing. So, for a long time, this was a tendency, and it is because of certain aspects in our culture. So, these are the reasons why history repeats itself: human nature, natural cycles, and cultural and social institutions. And because in this repetition there are certain good things, also certain bad things. One example of good thing in Indian culture is that we have tolerated outsiders, and in fact, not only tolerated, we have given a respectful place to whoever came to our country. But also there is a negative side in our culture, that those who came to destroy us, we could not fight them properly. So I now invite comment on what I have highlighted as one good thing repeating in Indian culture and one bad thing. Would you like to add something else of what is repeating in Indian society, which is good or which is bad?
Sir, I want to say something, can I?
Yes, most welcome, Khushi.
Sir, I want to say the best reason that how do we all get our history, movies, cinema, theater. If we forgot something in our life that happened in past, the people who remember, they used to make movies on them. Like, I didn't know about Kashmiri Files one. I didn't know about Kashmiri Pandit one. I didn't know about Bhagat Singh fight one. I only know that Bhagat Singh was a freedom fighter, but I didn't know the story, the background of Bhagat Singh. I didn't know the story of Kashmiri Pandits. So our cinema, our theater told us about these things. So I guess the best thing that we all get the history, clear history, are movies that used to teach us and in an amazing way, and we can just watch and understand what happened in past. Thank you.
Very good. Nice point, Khushi.
Thank you,
But
sir.
movies all have a very powerful impact because they come with music, with best dialogues, and they concentrate the entire story in picking up the most dramatic moments of a long episode. So
Yes,
it
sir.
impacts us emotionally. You know? So naturally, movies should be used, but often movies actually over dramatize also. So
Yes,
we
sir.
have
Like,
to
but the
relate.
Kashmiri Pandit one is like, if we watch that, we
Yeah,
feel like we are living in
such
Kashmir right now,
yes, such
and
movies
the
are
scene is
more like
happening in front of our
documentaries.
eyes.
See, such movies are called documentaries, which are backed up by documents, which rely only on facts. But most movies come with a disclaimer that their purpose is only to entertain and they are not related to any real incident, etc. You must have seen many movies start with that disclaimer. This is
Yes,
called
yes,
disclaimer.
yes, sir.
मतलब प्रारंभिक घोषणा कि हम ये दावा नहीं कर रहे कि ये सच है, etc. So there, but yes, there are documentaries, and Kashmir Files claims that it is showing only the facts, so we can call it something between documentary and a movie. And there are no hero heroines romancing, etc., which is the stuff of most movies. So documentaries don't go into that. That is why they are a very powerful medium. You are right. We must use the audiovisual medium also. And
Because like children used to become bored by reading history books, they feel
yes,
sleep. But if they watch movies with the real things, then it will be make excitement between them.
yes, very good. And another thing that you can use is pictorial history. They are very costly
Yes, sir.
books. They are sometimes called coffee table books. In fact, I just gave a gift to one of my relatives who was getting married. I gave her a coffee table book, which is a pictorial history, and she liked it very much because even if you don't want to read heavy history texts, but a pictorial book can be very interesting to a lot more people. So besides movies, pictorial books are also a lovely way to impart historical knowledge or carry the message of history in a larger population which has no time to read much.
Yes, sir. Sir, I also have one more point that if they become very costly movies, then the people used to post some stories of real story based on YouTube also, and audio based. The people while working also they used to listen those and become
Yeah.
knowledgeable about the history. So I guess the this is the true that history repeat every time, and the best way of just is our social media. Like we
But
used to
this
come to
kind of
come.
grassroots videos or report, they fall in the category of journalism. They are reporting something that is happening right now. They are not history so much, but they are journalism. This is also a good medium of conveying knowledge about what is happening in society right now.
Sir,
Yes,
Anyone
sir.
else would like to say what is good? I gave you one example of what is good in Indian history that is repeating, and one example of what is bad
Sir,
that is
can I tell?
repeating.
Sir, can
Yeah,
I tell Khushi? Sir, can I just guess it or like?
yes,
Sir, the best thing in our Indian history is loving to our relatives and each other. Now also the teacher bonds with their children are same. Children's in my school used to respect our teachers right now also. The relation between teacher and student are same. They never used to change, and time change, but relation does not. That relation between a mother and son or daughter never change.
no,
Thank you.
Kushi, here I disagree. This is a universal feature. This is not specific to India. Maybe there is a slight difference in Indian family, but sometimes we glorify or romanticize. Romanticize means glorifying the brighter aspect too much and hiding the negative side. This is called romanticizing. We romanticize our family. There are bad aspects to our family also, and family is, of course, a very important institution of society and it should be preserved. But it is there in China, it is there in Africa,
Yes,
everywhere.
Sir,
What
Vedic
is
period is
specific
right
to
now.
India? What is specific to India? You must highlight that. Let's ask others now. Meanwhile, you think,
Okay.
Kushi, then you talk again.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay, sir.
Aradhya, what is
Yes, sir.
specifically negative thing in India which is repeating and what is good in India?
Yes, sir. So basically, sir, as a sir, I will, first of all, I will like to start with the positive idea, which is repeating in India from the past. So basically, the traditional idea of India as a as we learned as a history student, I always read that Indian medical facility was so much flourishing during that period, like ancient period and medieval era. So right now, people are just the native of India. In other words, are just trying to observe, and they are keen to learn about what were the medical facilities which were flourishing during that time, they need that, right? And they were yoga.
Don't say medical. Don't say medical facility. Rather, you should say medical knowledge. Facilities are
sorry,
gone.
sir.
Old facilities don't exist now, but medical knowledge, yes. And yoga, especially yoga. Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm coming to that point. So, sorry, sir, medical knowledge. So, everyone is learning, right? Like of turmeric, like of, if we
No,
say,
don't go on the examples. Aradhya, see, you must all understand. In a good speech, you should be very brief. You don't have to give too many examples. Otherwise, you will become boring to the audience. Okay.
Okay, sir. And yoga. And if we come to the negative aspect, as we read that there were so many people who just cheated their country, and even now there are so many people who are cheating their country, and they are going, they just
treachery, treachery, गद्दारी को बोलते हैं treachery.
Yes, sir. So like there are many people who cheat India, and they just Indian enemy, like from the Indian ancient, medieval, and modern time, modern history. Right now, there are many people who just take loans. They take loan and just they didn't pay them back, and they leave the. They just shift to another country. So this is the point that history, history doesn't change. History repeats
I will
itself.
just
There
say,
are the few
Aradhya,
examples.
this is not a very good example because treachery is there in many countries. When we try to highlight in a short speech, we should pick up something which is unique. Negative side, if we have to, second negative side that we must highlight is caste system, which is unique to India, and it has been there for ages, which is repeating itself. Okay. So someone else would like to say?
So can I just say? Can I just guess?
Yes.
For Indian history, religion does not change in India. They are same right now. The past one they used to just this never changed in India.
Please carry on, Khushi. Why have you stopped?
Sir, can I should I tell my point again?
Yes, carry on.
Yes, sir. So I was saying the worst thing that never changed in India is differentiating between religion, caste, and their gender. So their gender, transgender, or so. Still now, people don't respect the lower caste people in India. They used to respect the upper caste people. In our India, there are many. In India, people used to just see the what happened to the person who is rich, not the person who is poor. They only used to focus more on the richer one. They only used to focus on the upper caste one, not the lower caste. So this is a bad thing that never changed in India. The religion one also never changed in India. Thank you.
Do you think that caste discrimination and especially untouchability has not changed? I think it has changed a lot. But yes, we are still divided between caste and we marry generally within caste. And we have functions of caste, etc. But the kind of untouchability that existed earlier, that has surely gone. Lovely, yes, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. And today's time also people do difference in the genders. If there are two people who want to, if there are two people from different genders, and they want to get married, so just because of the religion, the family disagree that you are from the different gender, so you cannot marry together. And giving a reason for untouchability, so it does not exist much, but there is it exists a little bit. I have observed that there was a Muslim girl, and she wanted to enter in the if she wanted to enter in the temple, so she was not allowed to enter just because she was from the different religion and caste. So this thing still exists.
Yes, there are all kinds of examples of religious discrimination and intolerance amongst all religions. And this is again not in India only. In Africa, do you know there is a place called Central Africa? There, Rwanda and Burundi were two tribes. In 1 week, 4 lakh people were killed because Rwandans were Muslims and Burundi people were Christians. So our country is not that bad. So yes, caste system is still there, but religious wars or even gender discrimination is not as bad as it is there, say for example, in many Middle Eastern countries, where in Saudi Arabia only recently women have been allowed to drive. They could not go alone. So our gender record is not that bad. We should not be overcritical of our country also. But yes, you are right. Inequality still exists, especially in villages, and we need to overcome them. But they are not the worst aspects of Indian society, because India is still better than many other countries. On the other hand, caste system and what I said, we ignore our national security. We have suffered repeatedly at the hand of terrorists, invaders, traitors, again and again. That is the negative side of India, which other countries like Britain, Germany, Japan, they don't have. They are much more careful about their national security. So we'll end here.
Lovely said, very true. In my village, there was a person, I was buying chocolate, and there was a boy from the lower caste. He was also standing beside me, and an old man came and said, asked me, what do you want? I said, chocolate. So he said, tum kiski poti ho? So I said, Jagannath Pandit ki. So he said, oh yeah, you can buy this. And then he again asked that small boy, what do you want? So he said, I want chocolate. And he just called out his grandfather's name, and he said, चूड़े भी ये खाते हैं, chocolates खाते हैं, भाग जाए यहाँ से. He just said this, and the boy felt very upset, and I think that was very wrong. That
very
every
wrong.
person has, every person has right to eat.
I hope, Khushi, you spoke to the boy and
yes, sir. Then I said
boosted his
old man
confidence.
that
Such incidents are very, very bad. It should never happen. And I'm very happy that you were also disturbed about it. We shall criticize anybody who indulges in discrimination on the basis of caste or religion. We should treat people upon their basis of their merit and qualities.
I guess it's not the boy problem that he born in such a family. Yes. That's the problem of that man, mental thing, that he's thinking about this in this century. In fact,
he should be proud that he's born in a lower class family and yet he is working hard. These are hard-working people. They shall be proud of themselves. And we should also treat them with respect. In India, we get a lot of cheap labor. In Britain, if you will call a maid, you will have to give teachers half salary to her. We get very cheap labor very easily. We should respect them. Okay, friends, it's late now, so we will again meet tomorrow. You will get the topic and come prepared and try to add a little color to your speeches, humor, poetry, or some quotation, or some simple, just now Khushi mentioned one incident. You can start with that. It makes it interesting. You shall avoid those topics which others have already spoken. That makes it boring. Okay? Good night. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.